Yeah, to all my brothers and sisters in South Africa. South Africa, you must be very careful with Nigerians. My name is Prophet David Yawet Okalibia. Why are you killing my people? Why are you frustrating Africans? Why are you frustrating Nigerians? We helped you people in the time of your calamity. Why are you now messing everywhere up? This is Nelson Mandela is welcome in Nigeria, and you're frustrating my people in South Africa. I'm giving you ultimatum 24 hours to stop frustrating killing in South Africa. The president of South Africa, hear my word, who is speaking now is the prophet and apostle, the man with 1.60 million angel with so much power. If it's not so, I'm going to record on you, and the world will know that you have a failure.
From the award-winning producer and of money, Arinze Ezayache, comes another blockbuster, Desperate Billionaires. What won't men do for money?
The Bible says. Don't tell me what the Bible says. I know what the Bible says. You don't even know what the Bible says.
What won't women do for money? Desperate Billionaires.
And never do what I'm supposed to do. No need to post people, cause I'm over you.
You're ready, so let's get it on, ma. You're ready, so let's get it on, ma. Pero esta noche te voy a soltar, mami. So good, caliente, sexy, baby.
Desperate Billionaires.
At first, it was Igbo King. Everybody was there. Igbos, they too do. How can you go to another man's land and be claiming king? It's highly unacceptable, especially from Ghanaians and other tribes in Nigeria. What is happening now? When I talked about it that time, so many people want to chop me raw. What is happening now? So if they vandalize so many people's property, what is happening now? Is it the same Igbo King agitation? This xenophobia attack now where they happen, and because of Igbo, you have seen so many videos where they are attacking Ghanaians, Kenyans, so many other African countries. But the funny thing is that they tried that with Oyibo where they are country, Omodi, because according to his statistics, white people in South Africa is only 5%. So they tried it to white people, they gave them back to back. They pursued them, the white folks pursued the black people in South Africa. Have you never seen that video? I want you guys to understand that this team, South Africa, I don't know who your governments are accountable. You are complaining, but here one man will mention something there. One of the people where they shout, go back to your country, go back to your country, go back to your country. His reason was that they are girls, especially in Nigeria, they wipe their girls. Because apart from that, I don't see any reason why you be angry. And this guy's angry. If you see the videos, because when we are saying this thing now, some people will say, it's your Igbo country brothers that when they started doing drugs, doing this one, selling, destroying their lives. But you have seen videos of people who do sell shops, your supermarket, like you are doing a legit job, they will vandalize it. They will pursue you out from that place. So, how can you justify that? Are those ones doing illegal business? Or are they selling drugs? You can see that these people are frustrated people. They just want to have a reason to pour their anger on their fellow blacks, on their fellow Africans. Imagine calling me a Nigeria foreigner in South Africa But Oyibo is not a foreigner in South Africa. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? If they pursue you, go back. According to them, go back to your country and fix your country. Go back to your country and fix your country. There's what's it called? There's nothing we can do about it because you can see the security personnel. They will be in front of. They will be at the scene. They will not do anything. So the security, the government is not protecting you as a foreigner, according to them. There. So the best option for you to live here alive is Japa, go back. Leave South Africa. Let them chop their country. Let them chop down their country. I don't even know what people can go to South Africa for the first time. I don't even know. Business they go there. Anything where they use for Nigeria, where they import from South Africa. Apart from MTN, one has come from South Africa, DSTV, MTN, ShopRite. South African products where they Nigeria. When they use MTN, they import. Monthly subscription one of the last 2 days. So we are not doing anything. We are not doing right. Come on. Africa, wake up. I don't know what's in the worry those people in South Africa. Get place for South Africa where we see you as a black man, you are not allowed to enter there. It's only the white folks. Inside South Africa, that one is not a problem. It's a fellow black man that is doing the business inside South Africa that is a problem. That is why you are not rich, Gabi. What's with them? Let's see how it goes. Whether you'll be rich or not. Alright. If you like, insult me. If you like, get the information.
Nurses and doctors, they are here for South Africans. Get out of South Africa. Please stand up. Please get out of South Africa. Come. Or you can go to Unjani, Blockade, or Obuchila Hospital, Coco. Hey, pass. What's the way you run past and go to the border?
I see a lot of South Africans are trying to justify this to the whole world. But there's no way you can justify this, because what you are doing is simply wrong. And the whole world is watching. And you are playing a dangerous game, because you are turning the whole Africa against you. Given your situation, that is a very dangerous thing to do. There has to be a better way you can fix that problem. One of them is education and awareness. Educate your community about how the economy works, so they can find the root cause of that problem. Violence is not the answer, and you're causing a lot of division. Follow for more.
Different countries, Zimbabwe, Mozambique, Ghana, Nigeria. Last in this year, we saw our South African in Nigeria. They were naked, running on the street. How do we feel as South African? We don't do those things to them, but they are doing things that it's painful to us. They are calling us names. How stupid we are as South African. We are just lazy. But in our own country, can they live? Can they leave? We don't have a problem with them. They must pack and leave. They occupy the buildings. They do as they wish. But But now our government sees that these people, they are overdoing things in us, because it's years we were complaining as leaders to say we are sick and tired of what is happening. Our children are dying. If a man loves you, he must take you back where he's coming from. We cannot marry a man from Nigeria to be my husband in South Africa. If he loves me, take me to Nigeria, wherever. Let them go with their wife, with their kids. That will be fine for us. Thank you.
Where is your home? Nigeria, you don't have a home.
Police must arrest criminals. Whether a criminal is a South African or is not a South African, must be arrested. You cannot loot shops, whether they are owned by foreign nationals or whether they are owned by South Africans. Looting is breaking the law. They must be arrested. Hence, even those who are attacking foreign nationals, when you break the law, you must be arrested. That is why we are making a call to the people of KwaZulu-Natal and the South Africans that they must not take the law into their hands. There is no country wherein ordinary citizens will take the law into their hands. We must deal with the element of criminality, and we must reject criminality element in our society. When you see some of the South Africans committing crime, being South African, you must reject that. You must isolate them. You must report them to the police. Because when they commit crime, crime is not tolerated in our province.
Some of the victims where they were lying, it looks like this a place of the processing center for illegal mining. So one could not overrule that.
Take a photo of this man. This is an undocumented foreigner, this one. He's taking our jobs. He's raping our children.
You cannot go to national TV and threaten violence. Who are you? In a democratic state, express your views, criticize government about its ineptness, quote unquote, in dealing with matters of illegal immigrants. But don't call for violence in our country. We know what violence can do. These people who call for violence, look at what they did in June and July unrest, looting here in Joburg and KZN. And now they think, no, this thing is doable. We are not focused on March and March. We are just putting policy before South Africans to say the state, the democratic states must intervene and at the same time in terms of laws, but at the same time in terms of protecting the citizens. If that does not happen, anyone can call himself a leader and emerge on a popular front and be funded by people with dubious interest to our country, to hurt our country's image. It's not good for South Africa to be projected in the international landscape as a xenophobic people. You will know, most of you who travel abroad, people love this country. Yes, we've got problems, but we don't want to compare with others. The question of illegal immigration is global. Donald Trump has gone to the House and they gave him billions of rands to execute what is called ICE. People have been chased up and down, arrested in America and all of that, and been victimized and so on. We don't want to degenerate to that level. We want money and laws that protect us. And we illustrate in our statement what are those laws that we need to implement. We are not concerned about March and March. They are raising an important issue that is in the public domain, that is well known to all of us. I was a minister of police. If I were to take a practical an example, we were working here around the city center. Herman Mashaba was a mayor for a few days before the DA ejected him. We went here, buildings are full of people who are undocumented here. So if you were to walk in the streets here and somebody pickpocket you, and we chase that person and he gets into that building, we will never know who did this crime. They are undocumented, unregistered, and it's a national security threat. So government must not allow this anarchy in our country to engulf us as though we don't have a state. We must put down the state, not boots and all of that, but through the laws, and they must be enforced. Now, all the other issues, we will be able to deal with them, because we cannot afford our country to be characterized as a country that hates Africans and that is xenophobic. Just by looking at some fellow in his color and being very black, then you decide that no, Lomfo, I uvelaphi. You know, there is a stage in this country where police were going in the streets and look at people. Do you remember that? When there was what is that place of Home Affairs? Lindela, where people were taken in Lindela by buses, and then they look at your face. If you can't speak properly, you speak Venda or you speak Tsonga, they take you to Lindela. Hey man, I'm from Venda, and so on and all of that. And just the tribalistic thing, and hurting ourselves in the process. People are protesting. Uvumuntu atukule protest. Aswafuna Mashangani. Changans are part of us. These are our people. What have Shangans done to us? In this protest, you hear people say, hey, Aswafuna Mashangani. Now you want us to keep quiet in the name that we are protesting. No, that can't be right. We can't allow infested tribalism that undermines our unity to basically escalate in our country like that. Yes, people have got the right to protest. Government, in terms of its responsibility, must cushion its citizens and all of that. I see the president of Rwanda the other day said that, I don't understand, he mentioned countries, what do they want here because there's no war there. In Rwanda, said by the head of state. And then I've seen Ghana, I've been to Ghana. I've seen small businesses being closed down, particularly from Nigerians because they are just from next door, you know. And then they close them down and they say that, no, small businesses here in Ghana are for Ghanaians. And so on. So we must never allow ourselves to be characterized as xenophobic by failure to enforce our laws. And be clear, we have a problem in South Africa of illegal, undocumented people who come to our country. And that is a big risk of national security. But at the same time, there is a danger that this situation can degenerate and become a state of lawlessness, and people just get funded. You can see some of them, they are well funded, these NGOs and so on, and the people that lead them. But the minute you touch on them, you touch the raw nerve, because people are afraid to tell the principle and the truth because of elections. South Africans are not xenophobic. They don't hate other Africans. The issue that we challenge and agree with, we've got the problem of undocumented people here, and they are not just African. Even though they are in majority in Africa, there's even white undocumented people here. They are sophisticated because of the color of their skin. So some of them own shops, Hyde Park and everywhere else, but they don't have documentation and so on. So we need to deal with that. And government need to lead that issue with confidence. We have not accused marchers in our statement. Read it. We characterize the problem and we say, what is it that we must avoid? We're not condemning them, but we're not pulling back on wrongdoing. We can't all as a nation keep quiet when other people, because we fear for this and that, allow dangerous populism to erode the democratic standing of our country. We must go around the world explaining ourselves to the United Nations. It looks like it's deliberate to show South Africa as something else. Because I show something that is being circulated now, that no, they were busy with Palestine, they are busy with other things. In their own country, they are failing to deal with their own situation, and so on. Now, we are detailing step by step what are the things that are happening. Yesterday, we attended a meeting in Pretoria convened by government, including all these NGOs. When we arrived there, they were present. Of course, it's the right thing to do, to talk to people, but they must equally understand what the government is going to do. Because government cannot allow a state of lawlessness. You cannot go to national TV and threaten violence. Who are you? In a democratic state, express your views, criticize government about its ineptness, quote unquote, in dealing with matters of illegal immigrants. But don't call for violence in our country. We know what violence can do. These people who call for violence, look at what they did in June and July unrest, looting here in Joburg and KZN. And now they think, no, this thing is doable. You can go to TV and say that on such and such a date, if you don't move mountains, you will see what will happen. You are inciting violence. Innocent people are going to be, you know how many people we lost in the July unrest? More than 400 South Africans died in that thing. We will never support anarchy driven activities. We are detailing in our statement, as a matter of principle, what we're supporting. We're not condemning anyone. We are addressing this challenge and what needs to be done to address it. Inspectors is not reactionary. It has been there on the agenda. We are raising it that now it must be accelerated. This issue, it will help us. UFM, when is the process starting? It should have started by now, of recruiting these 10,000 people by the Department of Labor. Network in the public domain. There are many things that are happening there in that protest, which can be characterized as vigilantism, which can be characterized as also populism, which is very dangerous, ethno-nationalism at best, which is hate crime. We can never accept as South Africans that we hate other people. We don't. We are not xenophobic. And when you raise the issue that there is a crisis of illegal immigrants in our country, you are raising the right thing. But you can't take the next step to chase people, beat up people, as though you hate them. That's how the picture is in the world. And in that particular instance, we raise the issue of hate crime law in our country that must be used in that particular instance. But let's not allow these things to happen as though nothing is being done to address some of the issues.
We don't have peace. We need peace. Please, this is too much. Like now, I'm not working. They broke my salon. They just said much too much. They spoiled everything. Where do I start from? Where do I start from? What is all this? We are parents. We've got heart. Our kids are suffering. They go into the school and take out the child. Just imagine the trauma that the child will have at that time. This is very bad. It's too much. Xenophobia must stop. We are all Africans. Yes, they're also saying that we're taking our job. Some of us even struggle to get a food for our children. Like I was saying, the point of saying that we're taking their jobs. We're surviving by selling in the trolley. Let's say I'm putting the food in the trolley, I'm selling and walking around. Which one is taking a job for them? We're not taking anybody's job. We're trying to survive and feed our children. At the moment, I was beaten up. Everything was thrown on the ground. My trolley was pushed on the ground. Nothing that is left. I have to restart again to start getting how I'm going to start and get money to buy what to feed my children. Like at the moment, no rent. Where are we going to get rent? Our children are suffering. Our children are hungry. We are suffering at the moment because of them. They're saying that we have to leave. To where? To where? Children are suffering. Mothers, ourselves, mothers, we are suffering. Because our children are traumatized at the moment. Please. We need help. Thank you so much. Who is talking?
Bakadalisa into zabantu bona sebelwana abantu futhi bakube yabo iproblem ilapho manje babona futhi ngebehole bona ngoba lapho siqale so iproblem manje sekula abantu abamnyama abamnyama iplo security company yabo abantu bakadala into zabantu bokufika mayona iproblem isikho bahlanya nje bona ngamasheke yona sifi lozo usuka khona yedwa la mhlawumbe ongathi no baphethu nenzani baba la kahle kahle kusenza la emgaqweni sisebenzisana nezitolo siphinde sikhokhe together so ukwenza kwethu kanjani kuthe mase kusuka lento emasha ngoba besithini ezakhile kuthe mase lento emasha sasezama ukuthi itolo zamakolokwela akhona nemthethweni amakolokwela kukhona semthethweni akhona ngemthethweni manje ke nikhatha zonke kodwa ngiyanithi manje ke ufuna amakolokwela uhambe ke manje asijagole inawo
Asesijakoleni lapha makhona. Phansi makhona phansi. Into ezokwenzeka baba. Uyoqala sinye masala sodwa. Indaba yokuqala fusek. Nani nimkhadayo. Siyacela. Yebo kwethu. Asidlana. Ngisuka khona yaze ngilale. Phethe umkhuhlane. Silungisela ukuya khona. Siyaklina manje. Unqola vele kuliwe mamiwa. Vele kuliwe mamiwa.
Abenze ngaphambili ama-leaders alele khona sokwazi ishalele ngendlela kahle.
Yiphi le-security company evimbayo? Yiphi? Obani lapho? Ubani? Iphi? Ngoba nako bomthetho bakhona.
No, inkinga nina senixabana nodwa. Nina abantu abamnyama, laba abasebenza ey'tolo, abasebenza la. Sebelwa yibona laba abashayela babemashini manje. Laba bokufika bakuthula idu. Nina nixabana nodwa enisibukanisa nabantu. Ngathi sinikhulu.
Namanyala niyozelana namanyala.
Nina nixosha sina.
Baba la usebenza nabo. Ababisebenza.
Khona nizobashaya. You guys are wrong.
Yabona umuntu omntwana obukhuluma. Ufuna laba baphethe nini? Ini wrong nje njengoba umuntu omthetho esho nje ni wrong nini? Ni wrong nizophazamisa system. Yaphazamisa system esemthethweni.
Asebenzanga ngokufana fanele ni understand.
Kodwa na uzamkhuba nto osebenza nabo ngoba sengiyabakini negcineni yabo.
Ninezelani leo. Ninezelani niphazamiselana. Baphi?
Basibafuna ukhola bona, basibafuna abasebenzi balambile. Sina silambile.
Nimgodwe yedwa. Nimgodwe baphoza ukubuza ngesibhakela ngokutshela.
Awungelela ngaphakathi nomizwe la sikubuza kabanzi la ukuthi kwenzakalani.
Stop supporting their businesses. You see them laughing at you when you are coming here. They're laughing because they think we are a joke. That's how they think of us. They think of us as a joke. Because we take our money and we give it to them. They take their money, they send it to Somalia and Ethiopia. And then you cry that the economy is not growing. How is the economy going to grow if the money that belongs to this country is in Somalia? Do not go to their tax shops. Because people are dying there. They're starting these father shop mafias, killing South Africans because they want to dominate that market. They want your money. It's you who are fighting.
They are scared of white people. Look at them. When they speak to a white person, they are very respectful. They show manners. When they speak to a black person, they are violent. But let's ask a question. After you marched and say you don't want Zimbabweans, you don't want Nigerians, you don't want Ghanaians, you close shops, you march. Why are you not coming back to tell us the following day that after that march, we expelled 10 Zimbabweans, and out of those 10 Zimbabweans, we're able to give 10 South African jobs? There is no such a report. Why? Because now Kuba ma Zimbabwe, hauna misebetsi, batho bale ba ma Zimbabwe, ba etsa misebetsi e lona le sabatleng o etsa because those are slaves jobs. They don't pay anything. You want proper jobs, you want a job.
Xenophobia in South Africa has claimed more lives. The Mozambican government reports that 5 of its citizens were killed in attacks over the weekend in Mossel Bay. Around 800 Mozambicans were caught up in the violence, with more than 300 already returning home on their own. Over 500 others are now sheltered and being repatriated. This tragedy comes as anti-immigrant protests continue, with groups like March and March giving foreigners an ultimatum to leave by June 30th. Africans, why are we still killing our own brothers over frustration? Unemployment is real, but foreigners are not the enemy. Share your thoughts. What should African leaders do? Like and follow for more.
Black South Africans are suffering from what is called the Stockholm Syndrome. They love their tormentors who are white. That is why it is not even xenophobia. A friend of me corrected me. It is Afrophobia. It is Africans that they do not want. It is the whites who still control over 70% of their land. It is the whites who run an enclave called Orania, where blacks are not allowed.
I know of Orania.
So when you look at it and you see even the very cagey responses by Matemela Cyril Ramaphosa, it is only after 1 month that he's now coming up and making an address, trying to be as diplomatic as you can be. But you can see in his heart of hearts that he is with the men and women in the streets. Because these individuals, through their utterances, have led others to commit murder. 5 Mozambicans dead. They have led others to lose their property. The Ghanaians have taken away or repatriated nearly 300 of them. The Nigerians are saying, and then they are saying that their fellow Africans are criminals. You would imagine that if you took away all the criminals, then South Africa would be heaven without any crime. Yet statistics tell us 90% of those in jail and counting are South African male, which means that they are the ones who are committing the crimes. If there is one odd non-South African who is engaged in this, let them be dealt with in accordance with the law. And my good friend Julius Selo Malema said something with which I agree.
Yes.
They have started going for the foreigners. When they are done with the foreigners, they'll now turn on Veda, on Venda, Bedi, and Songa, giving meaning to that famous aphorism, if you remember, City by Martin Niemola. First they came for the Jews. And I said nothing because I was not a Jew. They came for the communists. Then they came for me. So when one sees what is happening, this Afrophobia, where they are telling us, go and repair your country. And I think some of them have never traveled. And they must imagine that in Africa we live on trees, jumping from branch to branch. Perhaps some of them, we should give them a free tour of Africa, including Nairobi and Dar es Salaam and other places and Abuja, so that they are able to see that we cannot in good nature talk about African integration when we are not working together. And lastly,
yes,
I hope to see that the leaders of these gangs should be arrested and prosecuted. It is only then that I'll know the South African administration is serious about this thing.
We are going to remind those Nigerians that you are not what you think you are. Go back to your country. Nigerians thought they were smarter and bigger because they were fucking the MPs in the parliament. They were sleeping and scamming the MPs in parliament. Oh gogo, belala no gogo, bebanikeza imali lapha labo gogo base parliament. Abahlale bezela, balala nama Nigerians. Bonke labo bantu abangogogo abangafuna ukuphuma eparlamente, abazenza intombi abagugile, balala nama Nigerians.
Nigerian guys, Nigerian men, guys, please, if you're not going to do it for him, do it for me, right? Please stop fucking South African women. Please, guys, please stop fucking South African women. This guy has been singing the same song ever since these marches started. That you guys are sleeping with our women, you guys are fucking our women, and your women are paying you money so that you can fuck them. Guys.
If there's Nigerians by the way, I'm not sure that, and I can't say that Nigerians they are selling drugs. I'm not sure because I never found them. Even you. Let me tell you something. The drugs, when they're entering the country, you must know the government they know it. I mean, I'm sure for that.
Good.
You know, I mean, I'm sure for that. There's no any because have you crossed the border before? No. Cross the border and you see what is happening on the border. Okay. You understand? When you're crossing the border, there's machine that is scanning your stuff.
Yeah. Everything.
Even you, they're scanning. How the drugs get in? If the government doesn't know nothing.
Ukubona kuyabalewa yonke into ngoku so nje
some of the victims where they were lying. It looks like this is a place of the processing center for illegal mining. So one could not overrule that.
Black South Africans are suffering from what is called the Stockholm Syndrome. They love their tormentors who are white. That is why it is not even xenophobia. A friend of me corrected me. It is Afrophobia. Okay. It is Africans that they do not want. It is the whites who still control over 70% of their land. It is the whites who run an enclave called Orania, where blacks are not allowed.
I know of Orania.
So when you look at it and you see even the very cagey responses by Matemela Cyril Ramaphosa, it is only after 1 month that he's now coming up and making an address, trying to be as diplomatic as you can be. But you can see in his heart of hearts that he is with the men and women in the streets. Because these individuals, through their utterances, have led others to commit murder. 5 Mozambicans dead. They have led others to lose their property. The Ghanaians have taken away or repatriated nearly 300 of them. The Nigerians are saying, and then they are saying that their fellow Africans are criminals. You'd imagine that if you took away all the criminals, then South Africa would be heaven without any crime. Yet statistics tell us 90% of those in jail and counting are South African male, which means that they are the ones who are committing the crimes. If there is one odd non-South African who is engaged in this, let them be dealt with in accordance with the law. And my good friend Julius Selo Malema said something with which I agree.
Yes.
They have started going for the foreigners. When they are done with the foreigners, they'll now turn on Veda, on Venda, Bedi, and Songa, giving meaning to that famous aphorism, if you remember, City by Martin Niemoller. First they came for the Jews. And I said nothing because I was not a Jew. They came for the communists. Then they came for me. So when one sees what is happening, this Afrophobia, where they are telling us, go and repair your country. And I think some of them have never traveled. And they must imagine that in Africa we live on trees, jumping from branch to branch. Okay. Perhaps some of them, we should give them a free tour of Africa, including Nairobi and Dar es Salaam and other places and Abuja, so that they are able to see that we cannot in good nature talk about African integration when we are not working together. And lastly,
yes,
I hope to see that the leaders of these gangs should be arrested and prosecuted. It is only then that I'll know the South African administration is serious about this thing.